Welcome back, everybody, to the Mind of Gabs. This is the Getting Over the Plateau series, Learning the Matchup Part 2. If you watched Part 1, you might have left with a few questions. You said, all right, this is good, leaving gaps is cool, but what else do I need to know? What if I already do that? Well, the next thing that you can do when it comes to learning the matchup is ask yourself a question. What is my goal? More specifically, what is my goal in neutral for my specific character? But don't forget, it's also a matchup specific question. So, what is my goal in neutral for my specific character? Right? Once again, what is your goal? Ask yourself this question. What I would like for you to do is to pause the video and say, what, and try it out. Like, do it for Snake versus Captain Falcon on the stream, or pick any matchup for your specific character that you made, and ask yourself, what is my goal for my specific character in neutral? I'm gonna give you an example, okay, before you hit that pause button. Here's a goal for Snake and Captain Falcon, right? In this, right now, you might write, my goal as Snake is to control the stage, use explosives to get damage, utilize C4 and dash attack, and then mix up Nade pull options. Now, once again, this is the advanced series, right? So if you already don't know this, then maybe you need to go back and to start learning what makes your character so good. But once again, if you know this stuff, this is where you can start really getting over the hill, because you can identify what to do. For example, as Captain Falcon, you would say, I need to be aggressive. I need to get big damage. By big damage, I mean, if I hit you once, it's 60% or you're dying, right? Like big damage in terms of one hit, what it can convert to. Utilize speed to get in, because Captain Falcon's fast. I need to get my grabs because I have amazing grab combos. And, since I'm being aggressive, I need to stay safe. I need to have safe pressure as well. And on the surface, these might look like good talking points for these characters for their goal in neutral. So once again, I want you to pause it, or just to perform this exercise with your character first. Do it before watching the rest of this video, because I'm going to show you where your faulty logic lies if you're falling in this specific train of thought, right? It's better to try it out as an exercise first, than to be shown the difference in mindset. Now, assuming you've done this, right? I want you to keep this in mind now. When it comes to learning the matchup, there are, in my opinion, the three most basic ideas that you can break the neutral down to. Now, of course, there's going to be various options, right? Don't kill me, right? Don't kill the messenger, right? But are you rushing your opponent down? Are you trapping them at the edge? Or are you implying some form of careful zoning? And you can see, you're like, oh, Captain Falcon, he's the rushdown character. Snake, he's the careful zoning character. But wait a second. Remember, there are 70 plus characters, and this roster is getting bigger and bigger every single year by 2 to 3, maybe 4 characters, right? Sometimes 5. It gets bigger and bigger. Rushing down the opponent isn't always going to be your number one option, right? Now, with Captain Falcon, you're like, wait, he doesn't have any projectiles. He has to rush down the opponent. No, he does not. He does not have to rush them down always. For example, if you play against a character like a Toon Link, or a Mega Man, or even a Snake player, what you will notice is that they're trying to employ the control the stage, careful zoning tactic. And they might often, without applying any pressure, any useful pressure, trap themselves at the edge. They might go to the edge already. They might already be staying and playing on the edge. We Fit trainers do this all the time. That means you don't have to rush them down. That means you just need to get into a proximity near the ledge whenever they put themselves in that spot, and then ledge trap them, because they're at disadvantage. So Captain Falcon can actually employ all 3 of these matchups. Snake can do all 3 of these matchup strategies, rather. Right? Every character, to an extent, has all 3 of these strategies that they need to employ, which means if you're going to get over this advanced skill gap, right, where you're trying to now place top 5 at tournaments, top 8 at big tournaments, what you are doing is you are mastering all of these aspects. At any moment, you can rush the opponent down, you can trap them, or you can careful zone them when the matchup dictates it. When your opponent gives you specific clues and insights into how they are thinking. Now let's do this as an example. Once again, right? How does this work as an example? Let's take Snake, okay? Snake's original talking point was he wants to control stage, use explosives to get damage, utilize C4 and dash attack, and mix up nade pull options. You know, once again, that looked good on the surface, but now let's think about it in the matchup, okay? For this specific matchup, Snake should control stage by using C4s at edges of platforms. That's more specific and attuned to this matchup because you know that the Captain Falcon is trying to zone and get himself in so that way he can actually punish you. Now, Snake's punishable when he pulls grenades, when he lands, if he overshoots a dash attack, if he misses a tilt, if he misses a grab, if he whiffs anything, right? If he gets baited, if he jumps into the air, he's weak. So he knows this. So what he's trying to do is prevent these situations from occurring. Now, we're also going to prevent them from occurring by cooking grenades. We don't want the Captain Falcon to throw it back at us. We want to make sure that the explosives are controlled. We want to use mortars to ledge trap. So instead of saying just using explosives to get damage, specifically, this is how I'm going to do it. And that if I notice that the cooking grenades is now working against me, I'll stop it and I'll adapt to it. But I now am thinking of specific instances and more specific neutral meetups. Nikita for edge guarding. Dash attack when he's landing. Yeah, don't dash attack at medium and far distances because if you miss, Captain Falcon's going to get a free punish, and you don't want to give free punishes. Make sure if I do pull a nade, the Captain Falcon is far away, then I can mix up my nade pull options after that, right? That's more specific. Let's look at Captain Falcon for an example. With Captain Falcon, we said, be aggressive, big damage, utilize speed, get grabs, use safe pressure. Okay, so now here's the question. I should be aggressive when, and fill in the blanks for your specific matchup, right? When the Mega Man is falling with lemon pellets. When the Toon Link is pulling a bomb. After the Marth has thrown out an aerial. Get big damage after this specific action occurs, right? So you're looking for something very specific to utilize that big damage. For a spot dodge. For a up tilt when I get behind them and they throw out a get off me move. So the next thing will be use speed when this Snake is doing the following. Landing aerials. Or be reverse grenades. When he's in the air. Coming down from his cipher, right? So utilize speed in. How do you utilize it? So you run in, roll behind Snake after he tilts. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, safe pressure from... For how you gonna what kind of safe pressure do you have? Side B on shield. You space it down tilt properly, right? You neutral air behind, like you approach them with the neutral air, and then you land behind them as they're shielding it, right? This is how you go from being an average player to an above average player. So if you don't notice, specificity is a big thing. And let me show you real quick, just as an example, using gameplay, what I'm talking about. So like I would, as Snake, plant C4s right here on the stage, and then I would use that to cover right in front of me. So if Captain Falcon were to come in, not only does he have to worry about the explosion going off here, but he has grenades here, explosions here, and now I'm safely behind it. And if it gets close, I can jump out and use the C4 to help me, right? I can double jump in and land with a platform, right? Do stuff like this. I can use C4s at the edges of platforms. What it's also good for is if this Captain Falcon, right, is going to play the Russian game, like he's going to stay in this distance now, so that when Snake pulls a grenade, he runs in, right? What you can do as Snake, right, is when you plant a C4, plant it on edges of platforms. That's a bad spot, right? I've noticed that just tends to be a bad spot. So like right here tends to be the best, right? Why? Because the Captain Falcon has to stay behind it here, or he has to stay in front of it here in order to stay safe from it. Now remember, I'm pulling grenades, and look where they're exploding, right at that zone. They're either at the edge of the platform. So like what I'm thinking about is controlling various aspects of the stage. Not just saying use explosives, not just saying use C4, but where to place it. And as Captain Falcon, it was use speed. Okay, use speed as he pulls a grenade, right? So if this snake pulls a grenade and he shields it, I can run in and I can get that grab. Or I can jump over him and try to... That's not a jump, right? So if he pulls a grenade, you can actually like down air his head and then punish him out of, well, what he does. You could dash attack him, you could jab him, you could run up and use a tilt that's right on shield. So you'll notice that if I shield as Snake, I can't grab, I can't hit him, right? Like, look how far away he is. If I forward tilt, it misses, right? So like that was a down tilt on shield. Down tilt will still work. So if Snake does anything, I can dash out, I can stay safe, use my speed to get out of a situation, and then get that grab at that afterwards, and then even get like a down air spike out of it or something. You know, get that big damage or that up, whatever it is you're looking for. And that's basically it. You know, this is my a pretty short video. I appreciate you guys. If you stayed this far, subscribe, guys. Right, I'm making more of these advanced series. Share the word, share the love, and as always, stay safe.